If you love marshmallows, you need to make this s'mores cookie. It's so gooey. Full recipe on the blog.
Walking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop.
And other girls dream that they be Ben's partner, they be Ben's partner.
Well, I'm on the way, the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature for shelter you from the storm. Watch the sunrise.
We don't have a lot of time. I have to get back before they wake up. I know you want to kiss me.
These are no ordinary chocolate chip cookies. They are salted caramel stuffed chocolate chip cookies. They are extra gooey, delicious, and they're so easy to make. Start by creaming together your butter, sugars, eggs, and vanilla, the usual suspects. Add in your dry ingredients, plenty of chocolate chips, and stuff the centers with a soft caramel for a cookie perfection.
Do you want to learn how to make NYC style chunky cookies? I've been perfecting my recipe since 2018. This recipe requires no chilling time, and you get those big chunky cookies in just 12 minutes. Lucky for you, you can get your hands on this exact same recipe if you click the link in my bio.
We were love drunk, waiting on a miracle, trying to find ourselves in the winter snow. So alone in love, like the world had disappeared. Oh, I won't.
This is a cross between a Danish and a cookie, and it's super simple to make. You're going to start by taking crescent roll dough, don't unroll it, and cut them into slices. Place them on a baking sheet and lightly press them flat. Combine some softened cream cheese with powdered sugar and vanilla, and then spoon some of this mixture onto each cookie. Top it with your favorite jam. I use strawberry, and bake them until golden brown. Cool them completely, and then enjoy.
C'est parti pour des cookies du miam by Mumu. Pour commencer, dans un plat, je mets le beurre mou, la purée d'amande, le sucre blanc et le sucre roux. Je mélange le tout et j'ajoute le sel, les œufs, la farine, le bicarbonate et j'ajoute les pépites de chocolat. Dès que c'est bon, je mélange et je fais des petites boules de 50 grammes que je mets sur une plaque puis ça part 1 heure au frigo. Quand c'est bon, je les mets à 180 degrés pendant 9 à 10 minutes au four avec une petite pointe de fleur de sel et tadam!
5 ingredient Funfetti Cookie Monster cookies. To make them, add 5 tablespoons of melted butter to a bowl, along with 2 eggs and a teaspoon of blue food coloring. Whisk until everything combines, and add a pack of Funfetti cake mix to the bowl. Mix to form a cookie dough, add a half cup of white chocolate chips and fold them into the dough. Make about 8 2-tablespoon sized dough balls, flatten out the tops of each one. Put eyes on top of them to make the little cookie monsters. Bake at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes, and enjoy these.
Starburst flavored cookies that only take 4 ingredients and come together in 20 minutes. To a large bowl, we add 1 box of strawberry cake mix, 1 8-ounce container of Cool Whip, 1 egg, and then we mix this until it's nice and smooth. Now we grab a scoop of our batter and then we drop it directly into some powdered sugar and then place it on a baking sheet. Once all of our dough balls are covered in powdered sugar, we toss it in the oven for 12 minutes, and there you have it. I think we can all agree that the pink Starburst is the best. That's why you gotta try these.
Looking for a healthy cookie recipe with no white sugar, flour, or butter? These chia cookies are going to be your new BFF. Make chia seed gel with chia seeds and almond milk and let it set up. And then add it to a big bowl with mashed banana, shredded coconut flakes, a little bit of cinnamon, and almond butter. Then add your oats on top and give it a nice big stir. Add in some chopped dates and chocolate chips. I use Lily's chocolate chips to keep this lower in sugar. Scoop the dough into a greased baking sheet and press them down, pop them in the oven, and enjoy. These are healthy cookies you can feel good about eating. Many requests on trying my most popular 5-ingredient cookie recipe with Nutella instead of peanut butter. I still did 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of Nutella, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I left out the chocolate chips, did 1 large egg, and mixed it all together. I would highly suggest using less Nutella, as you'll see once I get to the end, that it definitely goes over the pan, which I've heard people talk about. I still love my peanut butter ones over the Nutella, but that's just me. Worth a shot.
La única receta de galletas de chispas que necesitas. Vamos a comenzar derritiendo nuestra mantequilla para hacer nuestra brown butter. Debemos dorarla poco a poco a fuego medio bajo hasta obtener un color oro. La dejamos enfriar y mezclamos con azúcar mascabado y azúcar blanco. Enseguida agregamos el huevo, la vainilla, la sal y el bicarbonato e integramos perfectamente. Agregamos nuestra harina cernida y las chispas de chocolate. Con nuestra cuchara para helados porcionamos. Llévalas al congelador antes de hornear. Y vamos a hornear durante 15 minutos a 180 grados. Y ahora sí, a disfrutar.
This is hands down my absolute favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe. This one's not hard, but I pretend it is because I make them when my wife's mad or I need a dessert for a special occasion. To make them, just cream together a stick of butter with 6 tablespoons of sugar and a half cup of brown sugar. As that smooths out, add in an egg and a teaspoon of vanilla. Then in a separate bowl, I mix together a cup and a half of Martha White all-purpose flour with a teaspoon of baking soda and a half teaspoon of salt. Gradually add that into your mixture, being careful not to overmix. Stir in a cup and a half of your favorite chocolate chips, and then this is the important part. Throw that dough in the fridge for at least 30 minutes so it's ice cold when you're scooping out your cookies. Let those bake at 350 for 12 to 15 minutes or until they're that perfect golden brown. Let them cool off for as long as you can, and then it's time to grab a glass of milk. When it comes to dessert, I'm all about cookies, and I have tried a ton of recipes over the years.
I don't think you can beat this cookie. This is probably the best cookie I've ever eaten in my life. 3 things make the best chocolate chip cookie. Number 1, don't overstir the batter. Number 2, parchment paper is your friend when baking. And number 3, don't overcook them. We have some room temperature butter. Light brown sugar, cup packed in there pretty good. Cup of white sugar, So be careful. Y'all probably got one of them beaters that's got 2 on there. 3 eggs, some good Mexican vanilla, salted caramel syrup. Gotta have a little baking soda and some Clabber Girl baking powder. Put some in there. That paper went in the Dutch oven. I need you to take you some of this and grease your fingers. Heaping tablespoon. I do love me some cookies, I do, because they are good eating.
my last dessert video, I guess I lied. If I had to pick an easy dessert to enter into a contest, it would be these s'mores cookie bars. Now, don't get me wrong, these are amazing as cookies too, but they're way easier to make into bars, and they've got all the flavors of a s'more, but those melted marshmallows give off some serious Rice Krispie treat vibes. To make them, just grab a mixing bowl and throw in a stick of butter, half a cup of brown sugar, and 6 tablespoons of sugar. Once that's mixed together, it's going to get an egg and a teaspoon of vanilla, and then we're going to add in some baking soda, salt, and a cup and a half of flour. Then we're going to flip that mixer back on and let it mix together just until it's incorporated. You just don't want to overmix it here. Now for the s'mores aspect, we're going to get 5 graham crackers and 4 Hershey's bars and roughly chop those up before we add them to the dough. Then it's going to get 1 cup of mini marshmallows. We're going to stir that together with a wooden spoon. Then this goes in the fridge for at least 30 minutes, and this step is vital. Once that dough's had a chance to chill, we're just going to press it into a baking pan lined with parchment paper, and then it's going to go in the oven at 350 degrees for about 25 minutes. Then once those come out of the oven, just let them cool for as long as your willpower will allow, and they're ready to slice into bars and serve.
These are the best lemon sugar cookies. They're made with real lemon and topped with lemon cream cheese frosting. They just got a major update on my website, so let's make them. In your mixer, you're going to cream together butter, granulated sugar, and powdered sugar. Then drizzle in some oil, which is one of the secrets that keeps these cookies super soft, followed by the rest of your wet ingredients: sour cream, eggs, lemon juice, lemon zest, and vanilla. Then you're going to mix in half of your dry ingredients at a time until just combined, and then let the dough chill for about 30 minutes. While the dough chills, we're going to make this lemon cream cheese buttercream. It's just a simple buttercream with butter, cream cheese, lemon zest, lemon juice, vanilla, and powdered sugar. Comes together super fast, and just look how silky. Then you're going to portion your dough using a large cookie scoop, about 3 tablespoons of dough per cookie. Roll the dough into a ball in your hands, and then you're going to bake 5 to 6 cookies per cookie sheet at a time at 350 for 10 minutes. They won't spread much in the oven, but while the cookies are still hot, you're going to press a flat bottom glass on top, creating those cute crinkled edges. Give the cookies a dust of powdered sugar, and then top with the lemon cream cheese buttercream. Use an offset spatula to create a simple swirl, and then top with some extra lemon zest. You guys have got to make these because
these are the very best chocolate chip cookies. Why? Because we use rye flour and all-purpose flour. That rye is slightly bitter and it balances the sweet. So for my money, I think this is the best recipe. Well, we start with a cup of rye flour. So we're going to toast it, which also adds some nuttiness to it. So this is 3 or 4 minutes over medium-high heat. A few shades darker. Add the butter off heat. So we'll stir this until the butter's melted. So we're going to take that out, put it in a bowl, let it rest 10 minutes. Eggs go into sugar, vanilla, a little molasses again gives you a slightly more complex flavor. Let's whisk that together. This is the cooled rye flour butter mixture. We have the flour, the leavener, and the salt go in. We're just going to go with a lot of chocolate. A good trick for cookies is using these ice cream scoops. So I'll take these in a 350 oven, 15-16 minutes, and I'm going to turn them halfway through. These are the finished cookies. I stand by what I said. These are the best. That toasted rye flour gives it that slight bitterness and really offsets the sugar. They're really complex. You really got to try them.
An easy recipe to impress your loved ones this Valentine's Day. We're going to make some shortbread jam cookies. We're going to start with our unsalted butter. I'm using Gay Lee. You want to make sure it's soft like here, and you're going to add it to your bowl and start to cream that butter. You can use a hand mixer or stand mixer, whatever you have available at home, but once your butter is nice and creamed, we're going to sift in our powdered sugar. Sifting your sugar helps create a really nice fluffy cookie with no clumps. If a recipe calls for sifted ingredients, make sure you don't skip that step. We're going to add our vanilla and a bit of salt, and we're going to mix this until it's nice and fluffy. After a few minutes, once everything is combined, you are going to sift in your flour. Once your flour is added, you have to mix until it starts to form a dough, but don't worry if it looks a little bit crumbly because it's going to come together. Once it's out on its surface, you're going to roll it into a ball and put it into the fridge for 30 minutes. Next, we're going to roll out our dough and we're going to begin cutting our cookies. Remember, you need a top and bottom, so I'm using a scalloped edge cookie cutter for the bottom, and then we're going to cut out our hearts for the the top, get it on your pan, and we're going to pop this into the oven to bake. And just look at how fabulous these cookies look. They're perfectly golden. We're going to be using a high quality strawberry jam, a little bit in the center and more on top. These are the perfect strawberry jam cookies. You can add some powdered sugar and enjoy.